Thanks for tuning in to From the Sidelines with me, Savannah James, and welcome to episode 1 of my podcast series. And my very first guest is none other than Jabari Parker of the Milwaukee Bucks. Jabari, thanks so much for being here with me today and joining me on the podcast. One of the reasons I wanted to have you as my very first guest is because one thing I know about you is that you keep it real and you're always very honest with your opinions, not just on basketball, but also on a lot of other political issues. And we saw last week you made headlines for speaking out at an anti-racism rally, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I just wanted to talk to you about last season. You were having a great season. You were averaging a little over 20 points per game. You and Giannis seemed like the perfect duo. And then things kind of took a turn for the worst back in February when you tore your ACL for the second time. What was going through your head when you realized that this was yet again another season-ending injury?
Well, initially I wasn't really accepting of it, but as time went on, really a short turnaround, I got a chance to accept things of what life brought me.
Mm-hmm. So how are you feeling now? How's the recovery going? Where are you with that?
Right now, I feel good. Attitude is longitude, in my opinion. So even if I was behind schedule, attitude always directs my course.
And when can fans expect to see you back on the court?
Right now, I don't have my own timeline. I just want to have myself in the driver's seat so I can choose whenever I feel comfortable.
That makes a lot of sense. This is your second ACL tear in 2 years. A lot of people say that, it's impossible to come back fully healthy from a second tear. What do you have to say to those people?
Oh man, a lot of people don't do it themselves, so it's normal. It's things that I gotta go through, so I'm not everybody.
Right, you're not everybody. That is very true, you're not. Speaking of you're not everybody, I think that you're one of those athletes that's, like I said, not afraid to speak up and speak out about what's going on in the world. Recently, you spoke out at a rally in Salt Lake City, Utah, and you were basically talking about Charlottesville and everything that's going on there in that rally. What was your biggest message there?
Well, it goes beyond Charlottesville. I didn't elaborate on that specifically. I just go on the historical events and where we are in the modern day time where things haven't changed socially, where people are still facing a lot of hatred and we have a lot of hate groups out there. And honestly, it's not surprising because we have a short history in America and we haven't washed out a lot of the bad things that happen. So when I was there, I just wanted to show my support. And when I speak out against things, it's not that I'm trying to be famous or anything, trying to make an attention. I personally am that person, and this is who I am, and this is my interest. I love my people, and I want to help create a better environment for my people.
Right. One of the quotes you said at that rally was, "We came here to build, not to destroy." And I think that speaks to unity, really. Do you think that in this country right now, unity is really possible when there's so much division and we have a president who I believe encourages that division? Is unity something that's really attainable right now?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, one of the big things that I really like about that statement is he did create division. First off, he didn't give other people a chance or an opportunity.
President Trump.
Yeah, President Trump, by describing them in a positive way. There was multiple times we talked about different groups and his support. So whenever I see an individual like that and they make descriptions on people negative, it isn't going to get you in the right direction. And one thing that I know that works the most in success is through love and patience. And it's not going to take 2 years, 3 years. It's going to take a long time for things to ultimately change, but we got to take the right step forward.
I agree, 100%. You also said in your speech that you hope that you can get other pro athletes to speak out and do the same thing that you're kind of doing. So why do you feel that a lot of athletes don't speak out? Is it that they're afraid of losing their job, or what is it that makes athletes so hesitant?
I don't think I can't speak of their behalf, but I know for myself, I was raised the right way where I knew my culture, I knew my community, and I always use my platform, whatever I have. Like, I'm not all-star any by means, but I just try to do what I can.
Right.
And that's all it takes. So most people, they didn't ever have that type of training, or they don't come from an environment like myself, but only can speak on my own circumstances.
Right, and that's something that I actually really admire about you, because you stay true to yourself when you do things like that. And I also want to ask you about Colin Kaepernick, because last year you publicly showed your support for him and what he was doing. And you posted a photo to your Instagram account saying, "I got your back, homie," while wearing one of his jerseys. So are you still standing by his side and in support of him?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all day. Because he stands for something that goes beyond football. You know, he wants to do something that is going to help him, and that's what he does to learn about his culture.
Right.
And as he's taking a chance and taking a stance, he's also giving himself more awareness as he goes on. So it's definitely a learning experience for Kaepernick, and it never came from a wrong place. It never came out of hate or, you know, frustration, but also that patience that I say.
Right.
The people didn't get a chance to didn't understand him.
Right, and I agree. I don't think it was coming from a place of hate at all. But some people do believe that. You know, they believe that he was showing disrespect to the country or whatever.
Well, also, he didn't by no means turn his back. He faced the flag. He just took a knee. He wasn't yelling or screaming or taking the time away from the people at the podium.
Right. And I personally don't believe he showed any disrespect, but he's in a position right now where the regular football season is about to start and he still hasn't signed with an NFL team. Do you think he's being treated unfairly?
I think he is, yeah, because I know for my favorite team, the Chicago Bears, we had losing seasons. And if we added Kaepernick to even the minimum as a quarterback, I know that he can make a very great turnaround for our organization, and I would love to see somebody like that instead of going with somebody who been bad for us multiple years. And I'm not trying to judge him, but it just hasn't worked, so we can try him, and his stats don't lie. It's been good.
Right. Yeah, no, stats definitely don't lie. I definitely think he deserves to be on an NFL team right now, so it's unfortunate that he's not, but that's where he is right now. Do you have any words of advice or encouragement for him?
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, he's already as strong as anybody, you know, to face a country that doesn't accept a freedom of speech like his.
Now, something else I wanted to talk to you about was your summer camps that you held this summer. You held 2 youth basketball camps, one in Milwaukee and one in Chicago. Which I love, by the way, that even though you're living in Milwaukee full-time now, you're still very much involved with the Chicago community and giving back, and I think that's great. Now, your camps are free, correct?
Yeah.
They're free, completely free for the youth involved.
Yep.
So a lot of athletes hold these camps, and they're not free. They charge kids an arm and a leg to come to their camps. Why did you decide to make your camps free?
I decided to make my camps free because I was poor growing up. Like, I didn't have much. My mom was a nanny. My dad didn't have a job. So just trying to provide for a family of 4 and trying to pursue my dreams. You know, a lot of people could have easily, you know, did the same for me. But I know I accepted some love, and those people really gave me opportunity. You know, and real charity work isn't money involved. It comes from the heart, and you can't look at it one way, because I get experience from helping kids out too.
Right.
So they come support me and what I wanna do for them, and that's what I do it for. It's because of my upbringing. I know that I had dreams, and people really didn't give me a price tag on my dreams. So.
Right. And what was it like growing up? What was it like, I want to know, going from that situation to then being the number 2 draft pick and, you know, being Jabari Parker, like, what is that like, that transition?
The transition wasn't really much of a 180. I think that I stayed within my means. I always remember where I come from, and I stay grounded, and I don't forget where my blessings come from. So that it's easy for me to do things like that. And when I have, you know, blessings, I also have the opportunity to bless others. And when you have resources like the Bucks or sponsorships, it's no excuse not to make a camp that charges kids. That's just ridiculous, in my opinion.
Right.
And I mean, we get enough. Like, I'm not struggling, you know, I make enough where I can do that, and I don't need an extra dollar. That's just not who I am.
Right, and you're actually in a unique position with your contract right now. The Bucks have the opportunity to either extend it or not, and if not, then you will be a free agent come next summer. I know you said before that you want to stay with the Bucks for a very long time. You see yourself there for forever, you know. Do you still feel that way? Do you still want to be in Milwaukee for a long time?
Yeah, I would like to, but that's not my decision. You know, I understand how the business works. And also I do have myself a history of injuries, so I'm understanding. But you know, I just want the opportunity for whoever gives me that chance.
Right. And there's been a lot of trades this offseason, and one of the biggest trades that was talked about was Derrick Rose to Cleveland. And before he signed with the Cavs, I know there were some talks of him possibly coming to Milwaukee. And you guys kind of have a special relationship. You both came out of the same high school in Chicago. Is he someone that you would have liked to see join the team?
Yeah, I would, because me and Derrick have a similar background. We went to the same high school, and I've been idolizing him through my whole life. So it's just been, but it would have been good to have him as a teammate, but you know, things happen for the best, and he chose the opportunity that he thought was going to give him the strength that he needs to obtain that career.
Right. What about Kyrie Irving? Where do you think he should land?
Kyrie should honestly go wherever he feels comfortable. Same thing that Kevin Durant did when he went to Oklahoma. Like, the NBA turn on you because they represent themselves within organizations. You know, the owners have their own fraternity, and you know, the players do too. So they have relationships wherever they land. Who knows what type of guys he was close to prior to making his decision. So wherever Kyrie thinks he can build relationships is where he should go.
Okay. Well, back to the Bucks. So I want to play a little game with you. We're going to hand out some yearbook awards to your team. So I'm going to give you a title, and I want you to tell me who on the team deserves the title, okay? So who's the class clown?
John Henson.
Really? That's surprising to me. Best dressed?
Best dressed used to be OJ Mayo.
OJ Mayo. And I heard he's trying to come back.
Yeah, he'll be back. That's how good he is.
Yeah, no, he was really good with you guys. I would love to see him back. Most likely to become president. If anyone can become president nowadays, we see that.
The more credible is Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah, I mean, your statement is true. Like, anybody can, but is anyone
Why do you
prepared?
pick Malcolm for that one?
Because he's the most prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, he's educated. He comes from a family who was educated too. So they're just wonderful people. So yeah, anybody can be the president, but you got to be prepared. And I don't think our president was pretty much prepared.
Okay. So do you think Malcolm more prepared?
Yeah, he is. Right now.
Okay. Most likely to win the lottery but lose the ticket.
Rashad Vaughn.
That was fast.
Like
you didn't even have to think about that one. Why?
Yeah, I like that a lot because Rashad, he gets you know, like when we're out doing things, like he'll surprise you. And will he maintain it? Like, will he keep it? Who knows? Because he is clumsy. So.
All right, last one. Best singer. Are there any singers on the team?
Best singer?
Yeah.
No. People are too uptight. So
no singers, no entertainers on the team?
No singers, no.
I wanted there to be like a hidden talent somewhere. What's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent? I really don't have one.
You have a hidden talent. Everyone has a hidden talent.
I have hobbies.
What are some of your hobbies, Jabari?
I like old stuff, so whenever I get a hand on some old accessories, vehicles, whatever it is, old, I love. So it's always history behind it.
Speaking of old, when you get old, after you retire from the NBA and all that, where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing?
I want to do a lot of freelancing. I know it's silly, but I just want to have an opportunity to go everywhere, travel the world, meet new people, meet people with different beliefs than me, and try to learn. And that's the one way you learn. It's through other people. So I want to do that and help out people and have enough money. Not want to be a billionaire, but enough so I can sustain a comfortable lifestyle for myself and my family. But I'm also not money hungry for a job.
Right.
So, because I want to do a lot of stuff for free.
If you weren't an NBA player, what would you be doing to make money?
If I would, just try to be like community activist along with a teacher. Like I always loved teachers. I had some of the best ones growing up because I came out good.
I definitely see you in that role, as a teacher role or a community activist role, because like I said before, you're very transparent with your beliefs, and I really enjoy that about you, and I think that a lot of fans do too. You represent yourself very well, in my opinion, Jabari. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I think that's a great place to wrap up. So thank you again, Jabari, for coming on the podcast episode. Being that you're my very first guest, you will always hold a very special place in the heart of my podcast series. So thank you very much. And a special thank you to my listeners. I hope you all enjoyed, and be sure to keep an eye out for episode 2 coming very soon.